Splinterheads, welcome back. If this is your first time here, thanks for dropping by. I hope you like the content enough to like and subscribe. With that said, we have several things to get into today. Obviously, since this is my weekly maintenance, there's a few maintenance tasks I have to do on my account, as well as there are a few big items that I want to bring up as far as changes to SplinterRents, a news item, something on the GLX, as well as ending up with my weekly card shopping, which I felt I changed the way I did it this week. So what I did was I went ahead and put bids in, secured my bids, and then I'm basically doing a wrap up of what I did yesterday with a discussion around why I did it, the specific cards, and the strategy I had. So if that sounds good to you, please keep listening. With that said, let's go ahead and get into it. One of the first things I do on a weekly basis is I go ahead and I pay the upkeep for my SplinterRents. So let's see what my upkeep is. Let's do a command. And it appears that I owe 175 DEC. So let's go in. Wrong tab. Pay 175 DEC to SplinterRents. We can do another video on this, but I've had a pretty good interaction with SplinterRents. I think it's done well as far as renting my cards out, and as I talked about a few weeks ago, I reorganized. I went from basically renting my whole deck out to a two account situation where my main account is playing. And then the secondary account, I shuffle cards to just that are purposefully for renting out. And if you're considering renting out cards, I think that's the best situation currently. I know there are some bots. There's a new one, XBot, and they're trying to work on it differently. But currently, what I've found is it's a better situation to have if you want to continue playing and doing your guild brawls and such, to have your main account for that and then have a secondary account where you put your cards for rental. So that's just my findings, but as always, your mileage may vary. So while we're talking about SplinterRents, I want to bring up an item, and I'll leave links in the show notes for this, but there was a news item this week where they added a new command. Previously, several weeks ago, an issue popped up, and it was due to it was due to an exploit, basically. Whereas there were some people exploiting the system, and I don't know the details, but what it boiled down to was Splinterlands pulled back the right to other services that used the posting key from your account. And it pulled back the right from them being able to see the cooldown on your cards. And then, go ahead, and in this case, it's a rental bot, so it rents them. So what that led to, and I will post the link to this, but you can read up on past posts about this issue, but it led to the fact that if the bot was going in and doing an update and putting a post in on this whole group of cards you had that needed to be updated and put back on the market, and then there was one or more that actually were on cooldown, the bot didn't know that, so it tried to do the post, and then the whole post failed. So anyway, flash forward to yesterday, possibly 2 days ago at this point. They have a new command, and it's $force placeholder and then whatever your account name is. So, and what that does is it forces the whole thing. No matter, they still can't, SplinterRents or other services still can't see the condition of your card as far as if it's on cooldown. However, it can force the matter. Now, they do note that it does cost a little bit more RC to do this, so you shouldn't be doing it a lot, otherwise you'll burn through some RC. But I just wanted to mention that if you're a SplinterRents user, that is available now. Okay. Now, on to another topic, since we're covering news today, Genesis League Sports. So, for the last several days, you have not been able to claim or claim or stake GLX, right? There's been an issue. They weren't specific about what the issue is. I was extrapolating on it because it seems like that, and I don't have any hard facts on this, but it seems like the blockchain was hit hard by a lot of people claiming and staking, just a lot of action, right? So it seems like the blockchain may have been hit hard. So anyway, they announced that there was an issue, and today, as of November 19th, it looks to be cleared up. So I was able to, a few minutes ago, go ahead and claim what I had and restake. So on your GLX, you can get back to it and claiming and restaking. If you don't know about it, I mentioned it in an earlier video. If you have SPS staked in Splinterlands, you are gaining an airdrop of GLX in the Genesis League Sports game. So you can go to, and I'll leave the link in the show notes once again, Genesis League Sports /token/GLX. And basically just click on the token at the top. You're obviously going to have to log in with your account, log in with the keychain, and then you can claim and stake. I don't know if they're going to put a limitation on this to kind of cut down on blockchain action or limit it in some way. But the takeaway here is that today it looks like it's back up and running. So with that said, let's go back to Splinterlands. And one of the other actions I have to take on a weekly basis is I like to donate a little bit to my guild. And once again, as I have been in the last several weeks, we are working on our store currently, leveling it up to level 5. So I am going to donate a little bit. Once again, I'm not a big spender, but I do like to show some action and show them that I'm contributing a little bit. Not only this, but I do like to go ahead and fulfill my guild brawls as needed. And I just had to join another brawl, so let's do that. Okay, with that said, the last topic I really want to cover is the main meat and potatoes of this video, and that's my weekly card shopping. So if you've been with me, you know that I have a set allowance, so to speak, a set budget that I like to spend each week, and that's 25 USD. And that's due to the fact that in the past, especially in the fall of last year, I found that I was basically spending too much money by doing multiple buys each week, right? So at the end of the week, you get in and you're like, wow, how much did I spend this week? So anyway, at the end of the week, I like to go ahead and chip in $25 and see what I can do. My approach, in the past, I have bought cards that I felt like would appreciate in value. But mostly lately, what I've been doing is just trying to beef up my deck because I'm in a situation where I'm in gold, but I don't have a maxed out gold deck. So I do perform pretty well in gold, but as you can see, I don't know. Lately, I've been getting maybe a 40 to 50%, below 50% win rate. So I'm trying to strengthen my hand, in other words. So let's go ahead and see. Last time we met, let's go up to profile and then over to bids. Now, last week, I was able to advance my Thaddeus Brood to level 5. Now, midweek, I am guilty that I kind of overstepped my allowance, so to speak, for the week, but I did it with SPS or DEC I had on hand. But I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to go ahead and max out my Jin Bilka and my Harklaw, just to say that it's done. I feel that those, well, not that I feel, the fact is that those older rewards cards are coming to an end as far as they're getting very high on their print rate. I just want to make sure that I had a maxed out one in each of these. And there's a couple other cards I've got to look at as far, I don't have everything, but I want to make sure that I've got enough of those older rewards cards before they go out of print, basically. Now, the common ones, they're getting even closer to being out of print, and I would estimate, it's just a guess, but I would estimate that they're going to be out of print before the end of the year, the end of 22. So they do propose, like if you've watched my videos before, you know that I like them. They propose very strong playing cards for very low money, especially the commons. They're between 1 and 2 cents each, and you can max out one and not pay very much. Even if you're playing lower level, you can get a level 4 or level 6 for not a whole lot of money, and they're very strong playing cards. Okay, with that said, that was last week. Now, what I do this week. So this week, I focused in on 4 cards that I knew that I needed to advance. One was Deep Lurker. Okay, so if you're not familiar, you should be familiar if you're playing the game. But if you're not familiar, Deep Lurker is a common water card. And it is one of the most played cards in the water hand currently. Not in wild, right? Just in modern. But I mean, I believe it would be strong in wild as well. But usually in wild, the water hand is going to be magic with Ulrich or something. But with that said, I took my level 5 to level 6 this week. Now, the major benefits here is that at level 6, you lose a speed, but you pick up poison. That's killer. That makes this a monster. That takes this card from a very good card to a monster, right? So I felt that was a very good upgrade and well worth the time. So I got those all on, and of course prices fluctuate, but I got them on bid for what was, at that point the top bid, but it was a few cents less than what they were going for as far as people were selling them. Now, the second card that I went into was Supply Runner. Now, that Deep Lurker was the only really Splinter Shard specific card I went into yesterday. The rest of them were neutrals. So let's go over to neutral and forgot what I was looking for. Supply Runner. Sorry, just got up having my coffee. Okay, so here's here's Supply Runner. Now, I went from level 4 to 5 on him. Now, I still need to get him to level 6, but with me, it's one step at a time on these cards, just due to trying to advance a few cards each week within a budget, right? So what I did here was, this is another strong step, because not only in this case, he loses a life, right? You'll see this in a lot of these situations where a card picks up an ability, but it has to lose something else. He loses 1 life, but look at this. He picks up Swiftness, which once again makes this a monster card. I think this is if you're going to advance a supply runner, this is a very strong stepping point right here. That's basically really the point at what makes this card worth including in your hand. So the next card I was able to advance, and that card I got it for just a little bit more than 10 cents, 107. The next card, Chaos Agent, rather. So I found that my bot was playing this a lot in lower mana battles, especially. Sometimes in the primary position, the first position, sometimes in the last position. So he's like just he's a buffer is what he is. I hesitate to call him a tank. He's a buffer. It's a card generally used in first or last slot to be able to keep a few hits, 1 or 2 hits off of your main characters. That's what it is. So let's take a look at this. I went from level 5 to level 6 on this. Like I said, I'm playing with level 5 summoners right now, so this is going to be the max level common I can play. So I went from 5 to 6. And once again, my statement goes that he lost a health, but he picked up phase. Okay, so another very helpful ability for his specific role, you know, to try and take hits off the main characters, right? Okay, once again, I got him for just a little bit more than 15 cents US. And I advanced him. And the last one I was able to get was another strong card, Zenith Monk. So if you're not familiar with Zenith Monk, this is a very good all-around card for low mana matches where you, I think, primarily just need a tank in there. Okay. He's proven to be for only 4 mana, what you get, awesome. So I really want to get him up to 5, but this week was only able to get him to take him from 3 to 4. So what happens is he picked up 1 health, but you've got a 1 damage, 4 speed, 7 health with healing. He heals himself each round. To me, for 4 mana, that's a no-brainer. But that will also be why he was one of the more expensive cards for me to go ahead and level up. Now, this one is the most expensive that I spent this week at just almost 52 cents each. So next week, I plan on him being my primary focus and leveling up to level 6. No, level 5, sorry. Now, do notice at level 6 he becomes somewhat stronger, and he picks up Void, which makes him an even better tank, right? But I would need to advance my summoner before I could cast him. And that's a whole other explanation, or topic. So with that said, I felt really strong about this week's performance. I advanced 4 cards, picked up 3 new abilities for play, and I still had a little bit more than $2 left to play around with. I will also mention that something I've been doing lately is I've been buying common alpha cards. So I cannot see where I did not put it. Anyway, I went to, let's log out here. I'm just logging into my rental account because I sent all the alpha cards there. So over the last few weeks, or month and a half, I've just bought a common. I've just started buying commons. Yesterday, I bought this, the Haunted Spider. And in the weeks past, I've bought these others. And, they're the lower end ones. Did I specifically have a reason? No, not really. I mean, I'm a card player at heart, and I'm just hoping that they will go up in the future. Now, when I bought them, I did find that um, I I buy them when they're on a downswing, right? So if I go in, this is what I bought yesterday, and I look at the month, and then when I bought it yesterday, it was down, right? But now it's swung back up. So if I go in and I see a card that's already up, if it's say up here, then I won't buy it. I'll go on to the next one. That's just kind of my strategy. It's not really investment advice, but I find that I'd rather buy, obviously, when it's down versus when it's up. But the whole idea is I just like to get a little bit of a collection of the alpha cards since I never had any. Um, and I usually do that at the end of my main card shopping if I have a buck or two left over. A lot of these commons at this point can be had for between 50 cents and a couple bucks, just depending. Of course, once you start going up into rares, then they get significantly more expensive. But just something else I did. So with that said, I know this is a little bit longer, but I hope you gathered some information from it. And I also hope you like my new intro, because I was messing around with that, and I will continue to do that in the future. Either way, if you like this content, got any value out of it, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And once you subscribe, ring that bell, and you will get a notification the next time I put out a video, which is every day or two. I do the shorts every day as well, to show what I got in my chest openings. With that said, thanks for dropping by. I hope you have a good day. See you on the flip side.